What's up guys, it's Chad here with G-Reviews. I'm coming to you from my kitchen today. I'm doing a little something different. I'm going to do a how-to video on how to repair the ice maker in a Frigidaire gallery refrigerator. Alright, this is a Frigidaire gallery French door refrigerator with a freezer on the bottom. Problem I'm having, take your cup, turn it to cubed ice. Absolutely nothing. Crushed. Absolutely nothing. Alright, as you can see, there's no ice coming out of this. Okay. Inside here, guys, I'm sorry for my mess in here. I do have a family, so I have a lot of milk and etc. in there. Look, it's not making ice. Alright, so in this video, I'm going to show you how to fix the problem and where the problem lies, and show you how to take this all apart. Alright guys, for the first part of this, we're going to want to turn off the refrigerator, power related, just so you're not wasting power in the motor. The compressor's not trying to consistently run while this door is going to be open for a good little period of time. So what you're going to want to do is go over here to options, hit that. Obviously it has all the menus. You're going to want to scroll down to power off, and then press and hold right here until it says power off. Alright, so motor, compressor, everything shut off, and now the power's off, so we're going to be able to get to work on this without the compressor consistently working, trying to keep it cold. Alright, first things first, we're going to want to remove the ice tray. Obviously, there's no ice in this one because we used it all, and obviously it stopped making ice. Alright, first thing we need to do is remove the screw that is here, and the screw that is here. Alright, so here and here, Phillips head. Alright, so let's get this out. That one and this one right here. Alright, once you have the two screws off, guys, you just can simply pull this straight out forward like that. Everything comes off nice and easy. Guys, the next step here is going to remove this little plastic tray in the front here. For pretty much everything else on this whole tear down, you're going to need a 1/4 inch nut driver. So we're going to go up here and take this little panel out. Alright, got that out. That just comes right down. As you can see, there's a whole bird's nest of wires in here. We're going to tackle that next, guys. There's two sets of cables. There's a, looks like a 9-pin connector and a 6-pin connector. Be careful on these because there are some exposed wires in the back. I just use a flathead to kind of pry off these little connectors right here. Helped me do a little bit easier. Once you have all the cables disconnected, like I was telling you earlier, alright, what we're going to do is try to tilt this camera just a little bit better for you guys. Alright, like I was saying before, guys, once all this is disconnected, okay, the next step is going to be removing the actual ice tray. Alright, different models have different ways of getting it, but this one, there's 4 bolts in the top that hold it, and then there's 4 little plastic tracks that it goes on. So all you're going to do with this one is literally pull straight forward towards you. Try to grab the tray and not just this ABS part, it might crack. So pull this straight on back. Okay, see how it just came down? Alright, now I don't know if you guys can see this or not, okay? These wires are routed all the way down, and they actually have this zip tied to the tray. So I think what I'm going to have to do is remove that zip tie right there to actually remove the whole tray out of here. So I'm going to do that and get back to you. There was actually 2 zip ties, one here and one further back that's holding the wire in. So be very careful with the scissors not to nick or fray the wires, because that's going to be your problem right there. So make sure you do not hit this. Alright, once that's all taken care of, we're going to remove the whole ice tray assembly and the rotating motor. Okay, so all this is out now. Alright, so that's where all the ice is made, and it just falls out of here. So like I said, there was a zip tie on the back. Alright, we're getting down to the main back here where the motor, the rotating motor, and the compressor fan is. So we're going to keep on going. I'll show you this when I first took it out, but you see these two right here, and then these two right here, all you do is you slide. There are 4 screws at the top of this basket here, and these 4 right here slide onto those. See, that's what I was talking about when I said the tracks. Except we're going to take our handy dandy 1/4 inch again. There's 2 bolts right here, and then there's 1 bolt on the side right here. So look at that. Alright, number 3 is out. Alright, hopefully this thing right here will come out with some ease. Alright guys, it is a little tight, and make sure that these 2 wires you push up through this hole in the top as you're pulling. Rip them out. Alright, so just make sure it comes out nice and straight. Alright, here's the box, and obviously your water comes in through this port right here on the top of the box, and then the water comes through. There's a little hose right here, the water drips through. Alright, on to the next step. Next step is going to be to actually remove this whole unit right here from the back. Alright, upon looking at this, I already noticed what's wrong. There's 3 screws you gotta undo. You gotta do a screw right here. Let me see. Alright, there's a screw right here. There's a screw over here. Alright, and there's a screw down here, bottom right. Okay, in this little trough where I was trying to get to that screw, I physically had to break off this little bitty piece of ice. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see, but this all right here, I don't know, these wires in the way, this whole thing, see that? There's just a ton of just frozen, obviously frozen water, but ice all on the back of this unit. That's what's causing my problems. So like I said, I got to remove this and thaw it out. So we're going to get these 3 screws out of here. It is kind of hard to get to, guys, but just do your best. These 3 screws out that I need to get out. I'm having some trouble. I don't know if you guys can see over here, but there are some, I don't know, when they were manufacturing it, they left some tape behind this over here. And I don't believe it's supposed to be there, but the tape is kind of holding it in, so I'm trying to be as gentle as possible without messing anything up. So let's get all this stuff out from underneath it here and give it a good little tug and see. Alright guys, there is some wiring back here that's holding it in. I don't know if you can see that on the camera or not. Alright, so I don't know if you can see this, but this unit came out. This is the motor unit that spins that up. Oh yeah. You see all this in here, guys? There is a ton of ice built up all around this motor that's not going to let it work. Okay, so that's a problem. Alright, we're going to go put this over here in the sink. Alright, so this is pretty much down to the end of it, guys, as far as what we're going to do. I know this is kind of in the way. I don't know if you're noticing this or not, but back here, right where my finger is, I know it's hard to see, but this thing is all iced up. There's ice down this part. There's all ice in the back over here. There's ice all in the copper wiring and stuff in the back. So that's pretty much what's going to be keeping it from doing its job. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go get a blow dryer, and I'm just going to pretty much blow dry all this and melt it all off, and we'll go from there and see if that works. I am going to use the blow dryer. However, your refrigerator has a built-in defrost on it, and you know, nobody's going to tell you that it's there except for us guys on YouTube. Alright, all you need to do to put your freezer system into defrost mode is to hold down the plus and minus, okay, until DF shows up on the screen where the normal temperatures would be, okay? Keep in mind, when you put this into defrost mode, the compressors are going to turn off for the freezer and refrigerator, and it's going to put it into defrost mode. So you don't want to keep this on defrost too much, because everything in your refrigerator eventually will go, you know, defrost. So I'm going to show you what it looks like inside. If you can see that or not. It looks like a lot more condensations on here and a lot of dripping coming down. I did have to put some paper towels because it's already working. I don't know if you can see it right here coming off the plug and all this other stuff. But the defroster is actually working, okay, on all the stuff. Now, before I even attempted to remove this, I did go through the defrost cycle twice, and it did not work. So I'm going to try it here, and then once it's done, I'm going to go through the blow dryer and blow all the rest of that ice that is up there out. Alright guys, I don't know if you can see this or not, but I did blow dry all the ice that was up here, and it all thawed. Make sure you guys put a towel down here because it is probably a good amount of liquid that comes out. But there's obviously a lot of chunks of ice that I did get out of here. I don't know if you guys can see that. They look like ice cubes, but they were all wrapped around all the coil and everything. So obviously that was a problem right there, but we still got to do some more. This plastic right here, it slides straight down off of the coils that are inside of it, okay? So we have to lift up right here, and I'm going to get this and hopefully slide it down, but it's going to take me 2 hands, so as soon as I get it broke loose, I'll get back to you. Sorry, I had to stop and do a quick snack break. Alright, this was up here before, okay? This was inside of this. The ice was all in this bottom section, okay? On the back, you have this. Okay, this is your drain. Alright. Ice was frozen in here, frozen up to about here. Okay. That all thawed out and melted. Alright, I don't know if you can see way back here in the back. Alright. There's a drain hole. Okay. There was a small amount of ice in the drain hole. Alright. Which tells me that what was causing my problems is a lot of ice buildup in the back. Okay. I mean, obviously there's no insulation in any of this. Okay. As you can see, that's just a plastic hollow tube. Have some aluminum foil here. I mean, this looks pretty decent. Alright, when you are removing it, this plug, there's a plug right here, okay, goes through this opening. Okay, make sure these tabs on the side you pinch together to push it through. It's important. Okay, don't be pulling it on and breaking them. Like I said, none of this stuff you want to break because then you are going to have to replace it, and these quick blow dryer techniques aren't going to work anymore. Alright, so I'm just going to blow dry the area, just make sure that everything is thawed off before I put it all together. Hopefully it'll work. I'll let you guys know. Completely went through and got all the ice and all the water off of all the components that I took out originally. Alright, you want to make sure that you get all the water and everything out of the area so when it does get back to being cold in here, it doesn't freeze back up. Alright, first thing we're going to do, we're going to reinstall the coil cover. I don't know if that's what it's called exactly, but I'm calling it the coil cover. Again, there's no ice, no water. I dried it all off. All you're going to be doing is sliding this back over top and reinstalling the connector in this little port right here. Alright, so we're just going to try to pull this out. Not a lot, just enough to get this back in. Okay, we're going to slide it back up. Alright, over the coil. Slide this all the way to the top. Now there's some cables up here, these black cables, alright? They go into, sorry about that guys, they go into this little slot right here. So just try not to pinch them at the top. Alright, keep on going with it. Try not to hurt anything. Alright, it's not quite up there enough yet. Alright, trying to do it without doing anything. The cables are back in the slots. Got that. Alright. You know you're done when this bottom port goes into the hole that's in the back. So you'll know because you can push it and it'll be up in there. Alright, hide these wires. And then we're going to reinsert this connector, and you'll know because the two tabs on the sides will connect back onto this track right here. Alright guys, the next thing is going to be the actual motor and the fan assembly. So I'm going to go get that, and I'll pick up stuff. Is going to be the fan and motor assembly. I don't know if you remember when I took it out, there was a large chunk of ice that was kind of just all over this motor. Again, probably something that was trying to keep it from working correctly. Alright, obviously we're going to install it this way, okay, because I had the two screws across the top. Okay, this is the one screw, the two screws, and then at the bottom you're going to have this one screw off to the right. Okay, it's going to be installed like this. The only tricky part is this connector that doesn't have a very long lead has to be connected to that plug. Alright guys, I'll get back to you when I do that. To have the motor assembly all finished, we're going to be putting this whole case back on. Okay, I don't know if you guys remember the case. Pretty much the important things on the case is you have to feed these two connectors, sorry about that guys, through this hole, and then the water tube has to go back into the water tube, and also you have to feed this long cable back through the back. So we're going to do that. We're going to get this all, try to get it all arranged correctly. Alright, just like that. And you're going to slide it into the back. And hopefully it seats all the way. It has to, because if it doesn't seat all the way, obviously you're not going to have any ice anyway. Okay? So on this guys is going to be the 3 screws. You have the 2 in the top, and you're going to have the 1 on the side. Alright, I'll get to work on the next step. We are going to be putting the ice tray, alright, back in there. Again, remember, it's got the 4 bolts in the top, the 4 trays. You're just going to put it in and slide it back. Important thing on this is this is the part where all these connectors are going to come together. So this right here has to lay down in the track right here and clip in. Alright, so we're going to try that. Again, pull this up first. Put this under all the wires. Alright. Slowly bring it up. Keeping that long wire on the top. Alright. We want to make sure that this is under the hook. It's provided. There were some zip ties on here, but guys, I'm not going to re-zip tie it. It's just going to be like this in case I have to redo this process again. So, we're going to get this all under the clips. I'm going to attempt to put this back. What I figured out was that the long wire that was in the very back, I didn't have it under the clip, so the bundle was getting pinched in between. So that was what was keeping it from going all the way up. Alright, next step. Since the ice tray is in, you're going to just reconnect all these wires. Obviously the 9-pin to the 9-pin. This part right here is kind of dummy proof. The male end only has 1 clip. The female end only has 1 place for that to go, so you're just going to line it up, clip that in, and same thing with the 6-pin. Alright, there you guys go. The next step, guys, is going to be reinstalling this little bitty plastic thing that just goes in there over all the wires. Alright, still got a couple more steps, guys, but you have this cap right here, okay? It has to go in orientation like this, into there. First, you're going to want to put it in, and then make sure all the wiring, okay, gets into the basket. Don't leave anything hanging out on both sides, make sure, okay? And I tried it once, didn't get it, but there's just 2 tabs, 1 and then 2. They have to slide in over the ice tray, okay? So you're going to slide them up and in. Okay, as you're doing that, you have to angle the screw so it all lines up, okay? So we got this, got to screw this in. Alright, got this. Alright, got that all in there, guys. Alright, one more step we have before we can reinstall the ice tray is we're going to have to just put this piece back on there. I'm pretty sure it goes in there like so. and then we'll be done. And we can put the ice tray right back in. Alright guys, I apologize for the Magic School Bus in the background, but my daughter wanted to watch it, and so she got what she wanted. Alright, let's see what we got. Alright, here we got the tray, last step, slide it in. Alright guys, it looks like it's everything's back together, okay? Make sure all your connections are all connected. Okay, obviously if the connection's not connected, it ain't gonna work. So, make sure all your connections are connected. Make sure you get all the old ice and the old condensation from inside there so it doesn't just freeze up again, okay? If you think about it, water inside a refrigerator shouldn't freeze because it never hits 32, so obviously there's something else going on in here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fire this refrigerator back up and I'll get back to you and let you guys know if it worked. Moment of truth. Let's see what we got. Alright, it is about the next day. I did the fix last evening, and it's the next day. Let's see what we got. Alright guys, you can see it is chock full of ice. So I'm really hoping that holds for a while and I don't get any more, freezer problems in the back. But please guys, if you like this video and it helped you, please like and subscribe to the channel, and I hope you guys get your ice maker fixed. Peace.